Good evening, everyone, and happy Sunday. Welcome to my podcast. What comes up, comes out. Please make sure, let's get some housekeeping rules taken care of first, that if you have not liked, please go ahead and like. Please also subscribe. Don't forget to comment below. If you haven't created an account, you have to do that first before you can leave any comments. We want to get this ball rolling because, again, it's not just about me. This is a safe place. I just happen to be the mouthpiece talking about random topics, if you will. So today I want to talk to you all about a few things. One, getting on here today was not easy for me. Just mentally, I'm just trying to process the fact that, my ex-husband is no longer with us. He passed in January and I'm still trying to deal with things. And so it's just been a little bit more difficult than I thought. We sometimes call it the funk. Sometimes people just say, depressed. Some people just call it mood swings. One of the great things that I learned about COVID or about myself is seeking help. And what I mean by that is professional help, because of course we all have our girlfriends, we journal, boys that you hang out with or what have you. But sometimes you need additional resources. So I'm happy to say that I will be starting a different type of therapy this Wednesday. So I'm excited about the introduction, the assessment of what they're going to say. And really what I want to do is just be able to know that the decisions that I made, pertaining to my ex-husband specifically, for me, because that is just been a little hard for me, were not only the best decisions with what I had as far as accessibility, were not only right, it's not so much about right or wrong, but I did the best that I could for him. And so sometimes, again, I just vacillate with it, and I know, again, he's not with me anymore, but so it was a little challenging for me today. If you'll notice, it's a little darker than normal. I like to try and do this during the daytime, but I'm also learning about myself that the weather sometimes plays a role in my moods. Like, it's been raining here where I'm at, and so when it's gray or wet, I don't really want to leave the house. How many of you all have felt like that or battling that? Share. One of the things that one of my girlfriends told me is, you're good at what you do in your job. Find something else to do to occupy your time. And so I'm traveling, I'm doing this podcast. And as long as people need me or I've committed to doing something to people or for people, that kind of helps me continue to get up and go. So I'm thankful that I have you all as a community to hold myself accountable, because I am a woman of my word, to get on here and talk to you all and just kind of share the things that I've been going through. I may end up doing a bit more throughout the week. And I think if I do that, it will help me pinpoint or talk through some of the things that I'm feeling. I might be in my workout clothes, so just know you may get a little bit of sweat, okay? I did shampoo my hair today. I really am loving this blonde. Again, the title of this podcast is What Comes Up, Comes Out. So there will be jumping, okay? For those of you who are trying to follow or don't understand, this is natural Aquinas, okay? So what I wanted to do while I was talking to you all, I found during the pandemic, and some of you all may have already realized that for yourself, that I am a compulsive shopper. I know it's not good. And sometimes I have buyer's remorse, like, Precious, why did you buy that? And I end up giving most of it away. Anyway, Instagram, that is the culprit, okay? That Instagram gets me late at night. But I have found several organizations that I like. This one that you all are going to see me pull out today is from Power. Let me just read. I don't have my glasses. Power in Black. And again, I found this on Instagram. What I like about this particular company is, there's power in words. This one says, well, I don't know what it reads because I'm not looking at it. Let me turn around and look at it. Work hard, stay humble. Yeah, I believe in that. Plus, I've been feeling blue lately, so I'm excited about having blue and green specifically. So I'm excited about having this. I realize I don't have a lot of t-shirts. I don't know what, maybe because I just wear dresses mostly. And also I decided, because I know that I'm dealing with depression and trying to come out of it, it doesn't hit me hard all the time. But I purposely am choosing bright colors, hence the nail color. I don't care that it's going to be fall or, winter's going to come around again. My desire to stay happy and bright is also going to allow me to keep my nails bright, to keep me and help me get out of that mood. Now, this one says, God has perfect time and trust in him. For those of us who say, yes, God, bless God, thank God, I just want to be clear, make sure everybody knows the God that I'm talking about. I'm talking about Jesus Christ, the Trinity, That's a whole nother topic. These shirts are really long, and I'm only 5'2", so I don't know that I feel like they might end up looking like a t-shirt on me. And I can hear my mama now, Precious, you losing weight, you're short, you don't need it, it's gonna swallow you up. Well, mama, I didn't know the shirts were gonna be this big, okay? This green is really pretty, right? Again, Power in Black. That's the name of this company where I got these beautiful shirts from. This one says, pray on it, pray over it, pray through it. And that's exactly what I'm doing. During this season, I'm just trying to not feel disoriented or like I'm under a fog. And that's really kind of how I've been feeling. Now, some of the other things that I've been doing is I did this while Eric was still alive, is I don't know how I started, I cannot recall, but I have been reading fantasy books. I know it sounds really weird for those of you who know me. This is kind of like the Twilight version, if you will. I have been reading about vampires and wolves. It's not so much about the supernatural that's fascinating to me. It's really the detailing of how these partners, these mates, that's the language, or beloved, that's used, really dig their spouses or fated mate or beloved. And so I was telling you all last week about how dating is really weird out there in this thing called life. But I'm committed to making sure, and I believe I will get married again, to my second chance fated mate, my beloved, how I'm not gonna settle. And just because I also learned throughout the process that I didn't really know how to date properly, that I don't have to accept, settle, or, it's okay for me to say, you know what, this is not for me. So that's something else that I'm also learning about. Now, I have found that because I've been going to the gym a lot lately, and I asked y'all this one time before, one of my other videos, what do y'all wear to the gym? Like, are you trying to wear different outfits? Do you recycle the same thing or repeat or mismatch? Sorry. I have become a fan of joggers. When I was a little girl, we used to have those suits that used to make a noise, windbreakers. I can't find one, and the only ones I can really find are on Amazon in their costumes. I don't want that. I want the one that's lined with cloth. I want it to make the noise, the windbreaker noise. I want to be able to zip it up in the front and have my hands, pocket in the side. And I want my pants to do the same thing, have pocket. And I guess, anyway, so because they don't call them windbreakers anymore, or I haven't been able to find them, this says airplane mode. And if you have heard, this is again from Power in Black. These joggers are really cute. I like the blue. That's what I plan on doing, traveling. I have a trip next, what is this month? March. My mama's birthday is Tuesday, y'all. I'm her oldest. She'll be 60 something. I don't know. My mama can be funny. I remember I was a little girl. She told us every year for like 5 years she was 37. And like a little kid, we believed her. So I'm going to leave that to y'all who know her or don't know her. Airplane mode. That's what I'm gonna be doing, traveling. So next month I'm going to go see Janet V. Jackson. I'm excited about that because I don't know how often or when she'll be touring again. Then after that I'm going to go see CeCe Winans. She's my favorite of all time because CeCe is classy. She's a lady. She's eloquent. I just like her. She's so poised. And then I'm also going to be going later on this year to the Woman Evolved conference in Texas. Cannot wait. Got a chance to finally go to Women That Are Loosed in Atlanta last year. Bishop T.D. Jakes passed the torch to Sarah. It's going to be great. And my birthday's in September, and I'll be headed to Florida to see, is it Disney World or Disneyland? I don't know which one is down there, but that's where I'm going. So I am traveling. The next thing that I wanted to kind of chat through, I have some more shirts. Y'all might want to see those. Show us all the shirts, Precious. That's what I can hear. Someone told me that red looks good on me, and I at work recently. So that was kind of why I bought this one. Let's see. This one says, Lord, is this a test? Because I ain't studied. Oh my gosh. How many of y'all feel like that in life? All right. Especially right now. Is this a test? Because I didn't study. Can I get the Spark Notes? Because I'm just saying. All right, here's another one, another blue one. God don't play about me. And I have to remind myself about that I am enough. One of the things that I've come to realize, not just specifically about this chapter in my life dealing with this depression, but I sometimes don't think I'm enough. And I don't know when that happened. Of course, when we're, in our teens and 20s, we can all get the big head or we think, our stuff don't stink or whatever. But I'm always humbled by So right now, my manager told me that I'm #1 countrywide, which is huge. It's not me, it's my agents. They trust me enough, to believe that what I'm suggesting or telling them to do or asking them to do, they're executing it. And I'm very appreciative. My team has worked very hard, but I'm uncomfortable with accolades, and I don't know when I got like that. And I don't mean like I hope to be pompous and be like, duh, darling, don't you know who you're dealing with? No, I don't mean to be like that, but I want to be able to be humble enough to say thank you so much and move on. Has it ever happened to any of you all? If so, when or what happened? How did we get to be so uncomfortable with compliments? I don't know. I listen to Dr. Charles Stanley daily, and one of the things I recall him saying on one of his podcasts is when people compliment, he says, I don't know where they're coming from, so I just said thank you and move on. So I kind of take that stance, but I also almost always feel obligated to justify how or why we got there, and that's not necessary, right? It's the grace of God for me. Yeah, I've been praying for that every single day this 2023. I think I have one more shirt. Yeah, okay. And this color, I want to say they called it raspberry. I was like, oh my gosh, yes, raspberry. I gotta get raspberry. Now, I don't really believe in like astrology and the things that said, and what I mean by that is like, I'm not waiting for the stars to align. I do believe in Jesus Christ, but I do know that I am a Libra. And I will say that based off what I have looked at, and I haven't done a whole bunch of research, sorry, my sinuses bother me year round. So I swear every time I get on here and talk to y'all, my nose goes to itching. I'm a Libra. And so I am always trying to balance work and life. So I really do like this. Easygoing, clever, and charming. For those of you who know me, how true is that? I mean, the charming part I get. But am I easygoing? Am I clever? I don't know. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk through today. Like I said, my mom's birthday is next Tuesday, and I'm very grateful for my mother throughout the entire process of me caring for Eric. She was the most constant person in my life, and she never said, do this or do that. She always told me, to seek God's guidance, and she said, precious, whatever you decide, let God be your guidance. And I just want to make every birthday, because she's also my only living parent. I didn't meet my dad until I was 25. That's a whole different topic and time of day. But I had about 5 years with him before Daddy died. He died from bone cancer. He lived like, I won't say a rock and roll life because he doesn't have a slew of kids, but he made his choices. And we had about 5 years together. I was 25. And so I just want to make sure that my mom not only knows out loud with words that I appreciate her. I think what's the phrase? I'm gonna give her flowers while she's alive. And it's not anything I wouldn't do for my mother, aside from illegal stuff, which she wouldn't ask me. If you know my mom is not that person. But it's just, and she's still with me. She's still in her right mind. She's agile. My grandmother passed when she was 93. And it was also the last sequential year that my grandmother died. It was December 13, 2014. How bananas is that, right? So I already told you she'll be 60 something. So I asked God, I said, hey, you let my grandma stay here to 93. I at least expect that from my mom and my auntie, because they're the last two girls, and my uncle, he's still here also. I do want to leave you all with something positive. And again, if you know me, this conversation that we're having on this podcast, I know it was a lot all over the place. That's how I talk. That's real life conversation with me. But I want to leave you all with something positive. One, I mentioned it earlier today. You are enough. For those of you who are listening, or you're that person who's always checking up on your friends, check on your friends, check on your family members. Sometimes just popping up helps, not just calling or texting, because I can tell you one thing that I'm good at is I know how to be in places when I want to be in places, and I know how not to be in places when I don't want to be. So just check on your friends, and it helps a whole lot more than you think. Again, you are enough. Not only that, as long as you have breath in your body, whatever you did yesterday was yesterday. Live in the moment and be present. The other thing is give yourself grace. That's something that I'm learning. Like I said, I'll be 39 this year. I'm not perfect. I don't have everything ironed out, and that's okay. Some of y'all are probably critiquing my videos and my background or the lighting. And guess what? That's okay. You may be better at that than I am. But for me, the fact that I started, I'm very proud of myself, because I've been talking about doing this actually for what is it? 1 year, 2 is a couple, 3 is a few, more than that is several. So several years now. So I'm proud of the fact that I've at least started and the traction is getting where it needs to go. The other thing, sorry, I'm jumping topics. I got lights that need to be replaced. I need my air filter. The fires, the smoke alarm keep beeping. And I know that's because I need the batteries changed. Can I get some handyman a ride here in this housey kind of area that will help your girl? It is so complicated. I told my coworker, her and her husband are actually on a cruise. Hey, Allison. She was like, Quantas, you just need a husband. I said, girl, I know. Because I got all these honeydew lists that I need done. I'm sure I'm 5'2", and I literally have a step ladder, and I do plan on getting a larger one. I just have not had the time or honestly been motivated to just go and get it done. But those are some of the things that I'm also battling with. Like, I have to take care of this house, which is not so much a problem in itself, but it's maintenance. Buying the house is one thing, but it's maintenance. You know what I'm saying? And it's not always easy. I have a pretty full week. I go to work. I go to the gym after work 4 days a week, an hour a day. Then you got to prepare for the next day. So, and I apologize, that I put this in the middle when I was giving those encouraging words, but I just wanted to remind you all of that and know that you are not in this by yourself. It may feel like it, you may think it because you're not seeing other people, nobody else is talking about it, but you're not. I've been listening to, which is surprising for me, Christian rap. I found it on Instagram. It's that Instagram. I swear, big brother, is so real. But there's a guy named Forrest. He's out in Texas, and he has a song called No Longer Bound. And so that's what I'm saying to myself, that I'm no longer bound by this depression. I'm no longer bound by the thoughts of my mind of being held captive and, kind of stuck and immobile. I am free. So whatever your mantra is or your affirmation, say that to yourself mentally, quietly, out loud, write out. I'm going to actually start putting some Post-it notes up to help remind me, to help get me out of this fog, because I'm not a person who just likes to stay in the house. I do really enjoy talking to people and meeting, but this has been harder for me than I thought it would be. So I don't have anything else right now to talk to you beautiful people about. I just want to make sure you all know that I really appreciate you all tuning in every single week. Don't forget to share, please comment below. You can put the number 1, you can put the letter A. The reason for that is because, again, it helps YouTube know that people are interested, and it'll get this video in front of other people or more people. Thank you all for taking time to listen, to observe, and even to critique my podcast today. Hopefully I'll have some visitors coming or guest speakers. Y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. Please be safe out there and have a great week. Thank you all for tuning in. Until next time. Bye.